guys, so we went to Dick's today. I had to pick up arrowheads for my bow. Hunting season opened up about 2 weeks ago and I haven't had a chance to go out. I haven't had any arrowheads. The last one I had, I ended up missing on a shot last year and it was my last arrowhead, so we had to go get some more. There's a bunch of different types of arrowheads on the market. You have the solid arrowheads like your muzzies and your thunderheads that the blades don't come out. I don't like those. The arrow just seems to fly differently for me. I like these Rage. They're a closed arrowhead, so the blades are inside, so it flies through the air a little more aerodynamically, and as it goes in, it opens up and it cuts about a 2-inch hole in whatever animal you're hunting. It's a pretty nasty gash, so if you get anywhere close to where you want to hit, you really want to go for a lung shot. You would think it would be a heart shot, but the heart's so small, the lungs are extremely large. You want to hit those lungs. If you get a double lung, that animal's not going to go more than another 60 yards, and it's going to go down. If you get a bad shot, at least with this, it's doing enough damage where the animal's going to die. I haven't had a bad shot. I usually take my shots very carefully with the bow. I'll wait it out. I'll make sure they're within a range where I'm comfortable. The most an animal's ever run on me is probably 100 yards after I hit it. If you do accidentally get a gut shot, which I haven't experienced yet, and I'm hoping not to, you're better off, you don't want to chase that animal. Just let it go, let it run off. You're honestly better off going home, waiting 4 to 6 hours if you think you got a gut shot, and going back afterwards. Even if it's a late night shot, wait till the next morning. Don't chase that animal, it's gonna die. With an arrowhead like this, it's going to do enough damage where that animal isn't going to survive, but if you go after it and you're like, oh, I can get another shot, I'm going to try and get another shot so I can make sure it dies, it's not worth it. I know it sounds terrible, but it's not worth it, because if you chase that animal, it'll go a mile from where you are, just running on adrenaline. So, I mean, you want to pick the right arrow. To me, these are the best arrowheads on the market right now. They're the ones that do the most damage. And it sounds terrible, but you want a big damage shot. You don't want to be injuring an animal to chase it for hours on end, or you shoot an animal and your arrowhead breaks off, doesn't go in, you get a blade falls off because you didn't maintain it, and it doesn't do the right amount of penetration and damage. These are 100 grain. That's what I prefer. There's 120 grain. There's some other ones on the market. I prefer 100 grain.
What does that mean?
It's the weight of the arrowhead. I use a very, very light arrow though. I use about a 6.8, I think, grain.
Okay, so again,
which is the weight of the arrow itself per inch. There's also other ones on the market that are heavier. The lighter ones are good because I'm only shooting about 20 yards, maybe 30 where we live. It's very, very dense forest. If you're shooting a longer range shot or bigger animals, other than deer, if you're shooting, say, elk, caribou, or moose, or bear, you don't want to use the arrows I use. You want to go to a heavier grain because the arrow will just hit and break. The lighter ones fly a lot faster actually, but they break. The lighter ones are more made for deer and turkey, where you get the heavier ones when you're hunting bigger game. I don't have any arrows with you to show right now, but yeah, guys, these are the arrows that I prefer. Arrowheads, excuse me. They've changed the head on it a little bit. The tip's now a chisel tip. It used to just be a flat piece of steel that came to a point. The problem with those was they would bend. These here, now that they have the chisel tip, you can take the blades off, replace the blades if they bend, or if you get it gummed up, and the chisel stays good. But the old ones, it would bend, you throw it out. Alright guys, to finish up, these are Rage hypodermics. These aren't the hypodermics, sorry. They have another one that's the hypodermics. They're about $5 more. I didn't see the point in getting them. They're not that much different than these. They cut, I think, 0.3 larger, which if you're cutting a 2-inch hole, you're good. It's not going to be that much damage. Most other arrows on the market are 1.5, 1.4, but I mean, these are cutting a 2-inch hole. You can see the blades open. This is wide. You would think that straight cut isn't as good as the rounder arrows where there's 3 blades on it, but no, this thing does massive amounts of damage, massive blood loss. If you get a good shot, your animal's going down, then you don't need to worry.
And how much are those?
These are $39.99 at Dick's. I've been places, I haven't seen them any cheaper. I've seen them more. I've seen them up to $50 a pack at some of the local places. But I mean, if you're just trying to get into it, I would suggest these. They fly more like a field point. It also comes with a practice tip here, which is basically, it flies the same as a field. This arrowhead you don't need. You can just get regular practice arrows. You don't need to practice with this. But yeah.
Alright guys, so if you have any questions for Andrew, or you want any suggestions, or having problems with your arrowheads, let him know. He can either know the answer off the bat or do a little bit of research for you, since he does have a very good idea of what works and what doesn't. He's tried a few different things. We've gone cheaper, we've gone more. These are what he's like. Alright, so leave a comment for us, and have a blessed day, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye!